To Mil Palavras, bem-vindo ao Mil Palavras com o Sérgio, where we are going to continue to look at the 1,000 most commonly used words in day-to-day Portuguese. And we're going to look at it from the European Portuguese standpoint. And today we're looking at the word muito. It's a word that has a lot of different uses. It's used quite a bit. And we're going to look at how it's used as an adverb and how it's used as a pronoun, a specific type of pronoun. So we'll start off with the adverb. It's the simplest way to use it. It's always muito. There are not any variations. There are no distinctions looking at things in terms of gender or quantity. When used as an adverb, it basically translates to very, to a high degree, excessively, abundantly, and so forth and so on. Anything that has this like elevated sense of degree, of a higher degree, or very. I think that's probably the best way to think about it. When we look at the examples, they almost always translate to very in this this format. So again, does not vary according to gender or quantity. The first example is é animal muito forte. É animal muito forte. It is a very strong animal. So that's, again, no changes for gender or quantity. É animal muito forte. It is an animal that's very strong. Very strong. Muito forte. The next example, we're going to just kind of increase the quantity and use this sentence so you can see that there's really no shift in this when you're using it as an adverb. São animais, they are animals. São animais muito fortes, very strong animals. They are very strong animals. So the very muito does not change according to fortes or animais or anything like that. So that's in terms of quantity. So I'm going to use it in a sentence now where we use it with a feminine descriptor to describe how things are, in this case. And the sentence is, ela é muito simpática. Ela é muito simpática. Ela é muito simpática. And that translates to, she is, ela é muito, very, simpática, nice. She is very nice. So that's, again, the feminine form, singular, no shift, right? Still muito. The next one, we're going to increase the quantity, and it's going to be a feminine noun, casas. São casas, they are houses. São casas muito caras, very expensive. They are very expensive houses. São casas muito caras. So that's when muito is used as an adverb. Again, does not change according to gender or quantity. When we use it as a variable pronoun, an indefinite variable pronoun, it still translates to something regarding a great quantity, right? A greater quantity. But it's not really describing anything. It's kind of taking the place of something. It's the equivalent of the type of pronoun that we use in English, like anybody, or nobody, or some, or lots. So that's how this word functions when you look at it as a pronoun. When it's used that way, it does have to vary with gender and quantity. So muito ends up with 4 forms, just like most adjectives. The first one is muito, just like the adverb. If you increase the quantity to more than one or to a plural item that you're substituting for, it becomes muitos. And you have muita for feminine singular, muitas for feminine plural. So again, we're going to look at a couple of examples, a few examples that play with each one of these, and that'll hopefully kind of give you a better sense of how to use muito. Here are some examples on how to use this as a pronoun, how it functions. So the first example that I have is tenho muita fé. So it's still kind of, if you translate it in a certain way, it still kind of is like very, but so the sentence is tenho muita fé. I have, tenho muita, a lot, fé, faith. I have a lot of faith. Tenho muita fé, because fé is singular, feminine, muita fé. The next example is going to work with a plural feminine noun. In this case, it's the word saudades, which is its own video, and we'll talk about that at another time. But just know that it's a feeling that's very particular to Portuguese culture, and it's this feeling that encapsulates melancholy, nostalgia, just longing for. And again, those are all words in a different language that kind of convey the same meaning, but this word's kind of, it's very culturally ingrained in Portuguese people and in a lot of the cultural artifacts that Portuguese people produce, a lot of this specific type of music that plays off of this sentiment. So it's fado. We'll talk about that in another class, another video as well. So this is the sentence. Senti muitas saudades. Senti, I felt. Muitas, a lot. Saudades, longing, this feeling of longing. So muitas saudades. And again, that's with a plural feminine concept noun. The next one, temos muito tempo. Temos muito tempo. So tempo is singular, it's masculine, so it reverts back to muito, to the form we looked at as an adverb. So here it is adhering to the word tempo, which means time. It could also mean weather, but that's another video. We'll just stick with time here, because it's temos muito tempo, we have a lot of time. The next one and final example that we have, we're going to look at plural masculine concepts, nouns that muito works with. And in this case, it's anos, years. So, que seja por muitos anos, hopefully it'll be for many years. Okay, that's how I would translate that. Que seja por muitos anos, hopefully this idea of lasting many years. So, in this case, many years, if we translate that into day-to-day English. So, before we go, just want to quickly touch upon the pronunciation. So you have muito, M-U-I-T-O. The U-I in muito, when you're coming out of the end of that into the T, it does kind of seem to have a little bit of an N sound, but just know it's not spelt with an N, but it does have that like little nasally feeling in there that kind of makes it sound like, if I really laid into it, muito, but it's not, it's muito. It's just very subtle, most subtle N sound, just from the way that you produce that sound, the uin into the T, muito. So again, Portuguese has a lot of sounds like that aren't necessarily very common in English, and we'll make other videos about that as well. So I do have a video on how to pronounce the LH and NH, so check that one out. Before I go, I just want to encourage you to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. It helps get this video out to more and more people. It'll get you more, more videos as they are produced and submitted to YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to just like it. It really does help out, get the videos in good graces of the algorithm, the YouTube algorithm. So make sure you do that. And I hear everybody else say it on their videos, so I feel like I should say it too. Maybe that's all I need to do to get the algorithm to help me out here. So I hope the video was helpful. Espero que vos ajudou. E if you have any questions, any comments, leave them in the space below. And those are helpful too. They let me know what you need, what you don't need, what you don't like. So your feedback is very welcomed. Até a próxima. Ciao.